a couple of different things. Chair pose for one, as well as sadhana, which is a spiritual practice, or what I like to say is like a quest towards a spiritual practice. So at the end of class today, we'll have a little like take home homework and bless you on your patio. That sounds amazing. I see you. Yeah, that looks great. I could have given you mountain views, but then you'd have to listen to cars going by, and that's just shitty. So we are here in my spare bedroom. So if you'd like, let's go ahead and get started. I'll be moving around the room a little bit so that you can see different parts of me while I teach. And so you don't have to worry about flipping around in the room unless you want to, then you can do whatever you want. You know, just unvideo yourself and lay here for the next hour. That sounds great too. Always an option in my class if you've ever been. So let's get started in down dog. Press play on your video or on your music playlist if you haven't already. So in downward facing dog, let's start pedaling out the feet. It's already warming up the hamstrings and warming up the shoulders really, really early in class. But it's not early in the day. So you should have maybe had some movement here and add whatever you like. Maybe some flexing forward into plank, lifting the hips high again, just playing around with some of that movement and feeling the length in the spine. Perfect, pressing the chest towards the thighs, trying to decrease the angle of where the thighs meet the belly. So really lift the hips higher, even if you have to bend your knees a lot. Excellent, let's take 2 more breaths in down dog. And then lower down onto your knees, set your chest up. Perfect. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Lift your right hand up and over to the left temple and draw open that space. Reach the left fingertips out long towards the left, extending out, creating even a deeper stretch. Release your hands from your head, plant your right fingertips on the ground, lift your left arm up and over as you press your left hip towards the left side. Inhale, come back to center, drop left ear to left shoulder. Reach over with the left hand, grab onto the right temple, expand the space in the neck. Yeah. Reach the right fingertips out wide, stretch, creating a little bit more space. And then left fingertips down to the earth, right fingers sweep up and over as you press the right hip down towards the ground. Feel the expansion all the way from the hip, through the rib cage, through the arm to the fingers. Perfect, back to center, inhale, and exhale, release. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, roll them down the back. Breathe in, shrug up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, breathe in, fill up. And shrug the shoulders down. Perfect, last time. Breathe in as tight as you possibly can. Squeeze all the muscles and then let it go down the back. Plant your hands in front of you, tuck your toes, come back to down dog. And again, thinking about keeping the hips super duper high here. Don't worry about how bent your knees are. Our hamstrings may be just not quite warm yet, and that's okay. We're gonna take a little flow from here. So as you exhale, what you're gonna do is you're gonna lower down hover about an inch with the knees, and inhale, lift the hips high. So exhale, lower with me. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, knees lower and hover. Inhale, lift the hips. 3 more times. Exhale, lower, hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, back to down dog. Beautiful. Walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Come into a forward fold. We grab opposite elbows here. Let the hips stay high. Deep bend in the knees if you need to. Relax the neck. Sway side to side. See if you can release any tension from the jaw, from the cheeks, the scalp, the brain, any of that, let it go. You're gonna slowly transition to coming onto your bottoms. So I recommend coming onto the balls of your feet. As you sink your hips low and try to use your core to set yourself down, coming into boat pose. Beautiful. So in boat pose here, we're just gonna take a moment to activate our core. So inhale, lower, straighten the body. Exhale, lift back up. Keep the spine long. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. 2 more times. Breathe in, lower. Exhale, contract. Bring those knees up, chest up. Last time. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Lower just the legs or just the feet. Keep the knees bent and roll onto your backs very slowly. Setting up for bridge pose. Bring the heels of your feet in towards your sit bones. Press the palms of your hands into your mat. On an inhale, lift the hips high, bridge pose. Isometrically pull your heels in towards your glutes. So you'll feel that activation in the hamstrings. You already feel it. Maybe your legs are shaking a little bit. Now pay close attention, keep your head straight, just listen to my words. What I want you to do is keep your feet flat on the ground. Don't let any corners lift up, but open up the knees. Keep pressing the hips up. Yes, it's very sexual. Bring the knees back together. Open up, exhale. And then back in. Breathe out, exhale. Breathe in, abduct the knees. Abduct. Adding when you bring it together, ab when you pull apart. So a couple more times with your own breath. Feeling the activation in the glutes already. On your next time that you've abducted and brought your thighs back together, I want you to lift your left foot up towards the sky. Perfect. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Lower your hips towards the ground. Interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. Squeeze in towards the chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Start to lower the right foot, unhook the left foot from the right leg, press up, bridge pose. We're gonna run through that again. So abduct the knees, and then adduct the knees with breath. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. 2 more times, breathe out, breathe in. Excellent. Lift the right foot up towards the sky. Press the hips a little bit higher. Yes, now cross over. Lower the hips towards the ground, interlace the fingers behind the thigh, bring that in towards the chest. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Breathing long, breathing steady. Start to lower that flying foot down towards the ground and cross the legs. And start to rock and roll the length of the spine a few times. And bring yourself into down dog. So crossing over the ankles, stepping back, planting the hands. Excellent. Feeling it out, noticing any differences in the down dog that you are now in. Noticing that quest that you've taken, that practice that you've taken to maybe just slightly, even just a smidgen, change your down dog. So we're going to lower the knees again 5 times. So on an exhale, lower, hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, hover. Inhale, lift. 2 more times. Breathe out and breathe in. Exhale and inhale. Perfect. Lower down onto your knees. Keep your hips high, walk your hands out, puppy pose. Deep stretch in the shoulder. Yes, perfect. So really think about lengthening out through the side bodies. Every piece of your rib cage is expanding as your heart sinks lower. Perfect. Now from here, take a look forward where your hands are. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Excellent. So maybe even more improvement, maybe even more in the shoulders. You can feel your body's ability to get the chest closer to the thighs. Perfect. Look towards the top of your mat. Slowly walk your feet to get there, forward fold. Excellent job. Just catch your breath here. Allow yourself to grab opposite elbows if that's comfortable. Reach for the ground. Start to feel a little bit more opening in the hamstrings as you fold, but gentle. There's no need to force it. Be kind. Open hamstrings is a quest all on its own. I'm not a fan of, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So from our forward fold, drip the fingertips down towards the earth. Slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. All the way to Tadasana. Open your palms forward. Sturdy through the feet, close the eyes. Take a couple of moments here to breathe in the energy of your body. Breathe in the energy of the room or the outdoor space that so many of you are in as well. Maybe you set an intention during this practice. I'd ask you consider the theme of this week, which is sadhana, which is an active choice and practice of spiritual discipline. It is a quest to a spiritual journey, or the spiritual journey is the quest. Divinity lives inside of all of us, so really all this is a quest internally. Please listen to yourself, know what's right for you. Take a moment, bring your hands to heart center and just seal in that intention. Perfect. All right, release the hands down, bring the feet to about hip width distance apart. We're just gonna get right to it, you guys. Chair pose. Sink the hips low. Tuck the booty in. Lift the arms high. See if you can take the biceps by the ears. Now this can be kind of hard, especially if you lack some of that shoulder mobility, which myself does, so I'm gonna demonstrate down here. It's kind of hard to pull those back, but intentionally, on a quest to chair pose, pull the shoulders back. Keep breathing. I know you guys are all in chair, I promise. We're starting to warm up the thighs. Perfect. And as we come to standing, bring your right knee with you to a 90-degree angle. Perfect. Step it towards the back of your mat, warrior two. Tee the arms. Bend deeply in that front knee. So what you're looking for is to take the front knee towards the pinky edge of the foot so that you can see at least your big toe, if not your big toe, and your first or second toe. Opening up the hip. Press really hard, really firmly to the outer blade of the right foot. Pinch the shoulder blades together to where you could stick my finger in between them. Really activate. Perfect. So what we're gonna do from here is take Skindasana at the back of the mat. So you're gonna switch flows. So right knee bends, left toes lift up. Yes. Perfect. And then we're gonna transition back to warrior two. From warrior two, right hand plants, right toes pivot, left fingers reach up towards the sky, coming into a twisted crescent. Beautiful. Reach that top flying arm back just a little bit more. Open up the chest. Perfect. We're going to transition back to chair. So look down at the top of your mat, plant your left hand, step your right foot up, lift your chest, lift your arms, chair pose. Perfect. Feel the warmth in the body. I know I am. I'm like out of breath and I don't even have music to like hide it. So weird. But chair pose, here we remain. Sink a little bit lower, send the knees back, tuck the tail, lengthen the spine, arms by the ears, opposite side, stand up, left leg lifts. Send it to the back of the mat, warrior two. Breathe in warrior two, tee the arms, make sure they're level. Excellent. Skindasana at the back of the mat. Quick pause here, right back to warrior two. Excellent. From here, left hand plants, right fingers reach up towards the sky. Twisted crescent. The leg of the bent knee, send that hip back just a little bit. Perfect. And then you're going to plant both hands at the top of the mat, step both feet up, chair pose. Excellent. Come to standing. Tadasana. Catch your breath. And pause. Close the eyes if that works for you. Grab a drink of water. Excellent. So we're going to go through that flow once again. Less cues, more breath and movement. So we're taking what we know from the alignment and applying it to flow. So on an inhale, lower down to chair. Breathe in. Exhale, stand up, right knee lifts. Step it back. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink lower. Inhale to the back of the mat, Skindasana. And exhale back to warrior two. Crescent lunge, right hand plants, left fingers lift. Bring the right foot up, chair pose. Excellent, come to standing. Sink the hips down low. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, left knee lifts. Step it towards the back of the mat, warrior two. Sink low in your warrior two, exhale, and then skandasana at the back of your mat, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Perfect, twisted crescent. Nailed it. Plant that flying arm, come to the top of the mat, chair pose. Perfect, come to standing Tadasana. All right, so we'll take that flow again, this time adding on just a little bit. So inhale, chair pose. Exhale, right knee lifts. This time, warrior three. Send it back, keep your arms shooting forward. Perfect. And then you're gonna shift the knee back to the front, slow and with control. And then send it back, warrior two. Exhale as you bend deeply in the front knee. And then skandasana, inhale towards the back of the mat. Exhale towards the front. Windmill the arms. Plant the right hand down, left fingers lift. Step the right foot up, come to chair pose, and then to standing. Perfect, we got it. Chair pose, come down, inhale. Exhale, left leg lifts. Send it back, warrior three. Bring it forward. And then back again, warrior two. Skandasana on the back of the mat. And then warrior two back at the front. Right, hand plants, fingers fly, twisted crescent, beautiful job. Bring it to the top of the mat, chair pose. Wonderful. Come to standing, take a breath. Okay, we'll go through again, adding just a little bit more. So inhale, chair pose. Exhale, bring your right knee up. Flip it back, warrior three. Breathe in. See if we can hold this for a little bit longer. Breathe out. Find steadiness. And then start to bring that right knee back up. And then send it right back. Warrior two. Perfect. Sink low in warrior two. Skandasana at the back of the mat. Back to warrior two. This time straighten the front leg, sky archer. That top arm flies back, creating a beautiful stretch. And then you're gonna come into that twisted crescent. So pivoting on that back foot, planting that bottom arm, top arm lifts. Excellent. And then planting your flying arm, coming into chair pose. Excellent, come to standing. Yeah, your legs are happy. One more time. So shake them out if you need to. Inhale, sink low, chair pose. Perfect. This time, left leg lifts. Suit it back. Warrior three. Excellent. Breathe here. See if you can lift that back heel a little bit more. See if you can raise your arms a little bit more. And then start to shift it back forward. Pause for a second and then send it right back, coming into warrior two. Skindasana at the back of the mat. Back into warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Right finger sweep the sky. And then cartwheel the arms down, bending in that top knee. Twisted crescent. Look towards the top of the mat, plant both hands, chair pose. Excellent. Come to standing. Release into Tadasana and close the eyes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Connect back to that purpose. Back to that intention. And allow yourself this moment. Since we really flew through those flows, I don't want to get you to the ground just yet. We'll go through them again. So inhale, come to chair pose. Exhale, right knee up. Inhale, shoot it back, warrior three. Exhale, bring the knee back forward. Inhale, shoot it back, warrior two. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, Skindasana at the back of the mat. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten that front leg, sky archer. Exhale, twisted crescent. Breathe in for a breath. And exhale, bring the right foot forward and inhale, chair pose. Exhale, come to standing. Inhale, sink low chair. Exhale, lift the left knee. Inhale, send it back, warrior three. Exhale, bring the knee forward. And inhale, send it back. Set up, warrior two. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, Skindasana. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, sky archer. Inhale. Exhale, twisted crescent. Breathe in, open up. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot forward, chair pose. Come to standing. Inhale, sink low chair. And exhale, fold. We did both sides that last time, right? Good, okay. This is just like teaching a regular class. I still forget sides. It's totally fine. Forward fold, everyone. I don't know about you, but I've gotten a little warm. So I can really pay attention to the way that micro sweat feels on your body. Maybe just take a moment to observe that feeling. Okay, perfect. So we're going to come onto the balls of the feet. Lower the hips towards the heels. Perfect. Yep. Just plant the hands now and step the feet back. Come to down dog. Excellent. From downward facing dog, lower onto your knees and lift your chest up. You're going to extend your right leg out to the right. Setting up for gate pose. Yep, so whatever way you guys need to reorient yourself that's comfortable for you. So right hand reaches down the right leg, left arm sweeps up and over. Perfect. Listen carefully. We're going to transition from gate to Janu Shirshasana. What I want you to do is bring that left foot in towards the groin like. Yep. And then sit back. Perfect. You're already set up for Janu Shirshasana now. So left knee is bent, left foot is on the inside of the right thigh. Right toes are flexed up towards the sky. Turn the chest towards the right thigh and start to fold at the hip. Only fold halfway at first. And then I want you to walk back up, bring the chest up. Now take your right hip bone and send it back. Yep. So now you've almost created this tilt forward in your pelvis. Realign the spine over the leg and fold forward again. This time finding your deeper variation, reaching the crown of the head towards the right toes, the nose for the shin. Fold and breathe. Keep finding length through the spine, taking the round out if you can and pressing the heart forward. And then start to walk the hands up, back towards the body. Left hand plants behind you. Right fingers and hips will lift into a modified wild thing. Oh, this is my favorite in the world. I love it so much. Oh, press the hips really far forward. I feel like it feels like magic. And then lower down. Perfect. And then we're going to transition here to pigeon pose. So with our left knee staying bent, just going to send our right leg back and set up that way. So this pigeon is going to be a little different because we're going to take it with a twist. So as you've set up, trying to square the hips as much as you can, lift the chest up high at first before we settle down. And then start to lower down to the forearms slowly. And so once you're on your forearms and you're kind of like in Sphinx pose, you're going to take the left hand and thread it through like you're threading a needle. Very familiar, right? And then walk the right hand forward and lower down, maybe resting on your left cheek. Start to take some calming breaths. As you relax and surrender. In the moment of this pose where you're balancing this is very painful versus this is uncomfortable, make sure you're not in any pain, but you may experience some discomfort. Just know that you're not alone, because there's like, I don't know, 20 of you doing pigeon, and if any of you think it's pleasurable, then you're wild. Normally there's like laughing, but you guys are all muted, so it's so weird. Start to come out of that twist, pressing the hands back up. Perfect. Tucking the back toes, lift the kneecap off the mat slowly and gently. And you come into 3-leg down dog. So left foot lifts, knee reaches up towards the sky. Just do whatever feels good here. I think just opening up and counter of that pigeon. Fabulous. From down dog, lower back down onto the knees. And we'll repeat on the left side. So left foot reaches out. Left arm snakes down the leg as the right arm sweeps up and over. Creating that big open shape on the right. To press the right hip away from the body. You're going to bring the right foot in towards the groin, sitting down onto the bottom. Yeah. Now this time I don't have to do a double take. You can go straight to the trick. So pull that hip back. You can feel the difference now in your pelvis as you turn your chest towards your thigh. Start to walk down the leg. Flex the left toes towards the face. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Press the heart forward. And fold. Keep finding length in the spine. Relax the outer edge of the right leg. And keep breathing. And start to walk the hands up towards the body. Plant the right hand behind you. Lift the hips up, lift the left arm up. Really press those hips forward. Activate the glutes. And then lower back down into the bottom. And then swing the left leg behind you. Set up for that pigeon pose. So work on squaring the hips forward as much as you can. You can have the foot in towards the groin. That's the only way pigeon happens for me. So start to lower down onto the forearms. Taking that twist, so right hand reaches underneath the left armpit. And the left fingers walk forward as you maybe get to relax a little bit onto the right temple and the right cheek. Breathe into those areas of tension. Maybe you're spending a little bit more time at home, and consequently a little bit more time sitting at a non-ergonomic desk chair. This nice hip stretch, let it release that tension that's being held. Today we've activated our glutes, really fired them up. And then we're also going to treat them with some love, with a nice stretch. And start to walk the hands in towards the body. Perfect. Tuck the back toes, lift the kneecap off the mat. Lift the right leg up and over. A nice counter to that pigeon. Yes, perfect. Returning to downward facing dog, everyone. Take a second here to find some stillness in down dog. So believe it or not, down dog is considered a resting pose, LOL. So see though, if on this journey, you can find some stillness in this pose. If you need to lower down onto the knees, if that's a better service to you, do that. See if you can find stillness, even in discomfort. Maybe make a mental note of where your down dog was earlier today and where it is now. And everyone lower onto your knees. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Come into child's pose. Take a drink of water. Take a breath. Whatever you need to do. And whenever you're ready, start to come out of your child's pose, just lifting your chest up. And then rolling onto one hip and extending your legs long out in front of you. Perfect. So when we talked about Janu Shirshasana and pulling that hip back, I want you to do that here in this forward fold as well, but you're going to pull both hip back. So you're going to pull your left first, or your right first, doesn't matter, and then pull your right back. Now you've already set yourself up in position to fold deeper into this. So start to walk the hands down. Find that place where it's an edge of sort, so you can kind of play with it. It feels good, but it also is like, man, I don't want to hang out here forever. Just folding deeply, letting the head relax, letting the parasympathetic nervous system start to take over. To the part that controls our relaxation. It tells us that it's okay to chill. And start to walk the hands back towards the body, the center. And then take yourself down onto your backs, nice and slowly rolling until you've met your mat. Perfect. Let's take a full body stretch here, fingertips to toes. Feel the low back release from the ground just slightly. And then bring knees in towards the chest. Hug them in tight. So from here, we're going to take reclined cow face pose. So what you're going to do is cross your right knee over your left, like you got to pee. Yep. And then with your left hand, find your right ankle. And with your right hand, find your left ankle. And then maybe lower back down onto the back, bringing the legs with you. Feeling a really, really nice stretch along the hips. Start to release the hands, uncross the legs, set the feet down on the ground and windshield wiper the knees side to side. That gentle release of the low back. And extend the legs long, arms long, full body stretch again. And then bring the knees in towards the chest. Hug in nice and tight. And this time, left knee crosses over right. You reach for opposite ankles. And then release your chest back down. You may notice that one hip is a little bit different than the other, and that's totally fine. They are friends, not twins, kind of like our breasts. But we love them equally, or we try to. Start to release your hands from your feet, or your ankles uncross, lower the feet to the ground, and windshield wiper side to side. If your playlist has not shifted to a more chill version of music, you can just swipe to the next, because we are going to make our way into a relaxation pose, Shavasana. And after Shavasana, I'm going to ask that we join in a short meditation as well. So if there's anything left in your practice, please feel free to take that. Happy babies, shoulder stands, twists, whatever calls to you. But when you're ready for that final pose, your legs are going to extend long on the mat. Gonna let the thighs just melt over the bones. Let the feet be wide. So let the hips naturally just fall out. You tuck the shoulder blades underneath the heart so those scapulas can help protect the heart and hold it up. As the palms are up towards the sky. Receiving energy from the air, from our spaces, from the sun, from the wind, from our pets or our children. Shavasana has never been more difficult than it is in our homes. But in the place that we call home, can you rest in that security? Can you find yourself making an active choice to relax? If you find that the mind is wandering, gently call its attention back to the breath. And then see if you can let it slip away to nothing. Challenge yourself to let go. Now start to draw your attention back to the breath. Not all at once, maybe just slowly. We wiggle fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, bending at the elbows, turning the head side to side, massage the back of the head onto the ground. Start to walk the feet in towards the body. Let the knees lift up towards the sky. Perfect. Let those sway side to side. Press the low back into the mat. Feel that lengthening. And then rolling on over to whatever your favorite side is and pausing for a moment. And just taking a moment to sip in all of the wonderful feelings. Recent practice indie theme was bija or seed. And I always feel like a seed when I'm in this pose, but it also reminds me that every time I leave this pose, that I've emerged as something else. And that's part of my journey and my quest and my practice. So whenever you're ready, swing yourself to a seat. We're going to join together in a quick meditation if you are all willing. So find your most comfortable seat. I don't subscribe to the traditional because I have very tight hips. I actually prefer more of a hero-like pose, just sitting back on my heels. It's a lot more comfortable for me. If you have to take off, please, I understand. Thank you so much for joining. These last few minutes, we'll sit in meditation together. So find a place of stillness, roll the shoulders back. Close the eyes or find a soft gaze in front of you. Pause your music if you need to, or find something else to play. Perfect. Just finding some stillness here once you've acquired all of the surrounding items that you need. Start to draw your attention to the outside world. Maybe you hear loved ones, children, animals. Maybe you hear the birds outside or the fan spinning on the ceiling. Think of each of those items and how far away they are from you. And start to deduct from the furthest item. So if you hear cars, start to deduct and remove away the cars. You hear the electricity in your home. Start to deduct and bring your attention just to the room. And then bring your attention to your breath. Moving in and out. The sounds are still there, but your attention is elsewhere. Breathe in and breathe out. Sadhana is an active choice. Meditation is an active choice. Focus on the breath. Release the shoulders from the neck. Yes. Release the tension from the jaw. Yes. If your attention is drifted, bring it back to the breath. Energy moving in and out of the body. Take a moment now to just observe how you feel. You can let go of any rigidity that you have to hold yourself up. Just sit and relax and feel around and move around a little. Paying attention to our bodies is also a spiritual practice. If there's anything you need, just let it happen. Perfect. And we'll start to blink, open our eyes. Bring our hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in, breathe in. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. So one more time, breathe in. Open your mouth, exhale, let go. Namaste in its simplest form means light me, honors, and acknowledges the light in you. So thank you for sharing your practice with me from the comfort of all your own homes and backyards and patios and hearts. So namaste.